Hi there. In this screencast, I'm actually going to show you how to set up the hangman image of the gallows with the guy on them. And I'm just going to do it with a stick man and stick figures, but you're not limited to using stick men. You can use real images or images that you have drawn yourself. But the important thing to be able to do is use the program paint.net and make transparent backgrounds for the images. So the way it's going to kind of work is each portion of the hangman is going to be its own image that is positioned but is not visible to the user. And then obviously when they miss a letter, you make the next image in your kind of image of the hangman visible. So I'm going to go into Google and look for a stickman hangman image. And let's see, hangman images. Okay, so let's see. Here's a good example. This one, I'll just use this one. So I'm going to save it. And let's see, where did I put it? There it is. Okay, so this initial image is actually going to uh, be what I'm going to deconstruct into individual parts. And I'm going to do that using paint.net. And I'm also the program which, if you don't have it installed on your computer, you can install it by going to the F drive. Oops, and then Intro to Comp Sci, and then Files, or I believe, and it's in there. But see me if you need help finding where it is. So I'm saving this into my project, and then I'm going to make individual, I'm going to uh, make the individual components of it. Okay, so I'm going to open this in paint.net. Okay, and then let me blow it up just a little bit to make it easier to see. Zoom in again. Okay, so the first thing I can do is make the image transparent so that whatever my background color is, I don't end up with, this white square that doesn't look like it's supposed to be there. So what you do is you go over to the tools section, and there's a little tool that looks like a magic wand, and literally that's what it's called, magic wand. So you want to click on that, and basically what that does is select every portion of a color that appears outside some other color. So I'm going to click on it, and then I have to do the same thing for the head. All right, and I'm also going to click get rid of that and that. So if you haven't used paint.net before, each one of these squares is a pixel. So you can, let's see, no, I don't want to do that again. Let's get rid of that little gray area around the guy. So we just have black and nothing else, or very close to black. Okay, so now I have Oops, let me do the one down here too. So it's helpful to really zoom in when you're using the magic wand tool. Oops. Uh, hmm. Let's see what that does. No. Okay, so if it's not really selecting the right area, you can adjust the tolerance to make it either very uh, high or low. That may assist you with getting rid of a color when it's close to another color. Okay. All right, now very important, you have to save this as a PNG or a GIF file. Those are two formats that support transparent backgrounds. So I'm going to do save it as a GIF. All right, and now I'm ready to make my parts or my individual image files. So what I'm going to do now is do the rectangular select, and I'm going to select individual portions that are going to be the portions that appear to the user. All right, so I might number them. So once I select an individual portion, I'm going to crop the rest of the image out, and then I'm going to save that as, and I'm going to just number them in the order that they're eventually going to appear in the Hangman game. So I'm going to say 01 Hangman image. Okay. All right. So now once you've saved the first one, you can go and do edit undo to get back to the full image. So the next one is going to be obviously the vertical piece of the gallows. You want to get it so that it all fits on the screen at the same time. So so once again, I do rectangular select, and I go down and let's see, select an image, the image. Okay, and then I do crop to selection, and then I'm going to say, I'll call that O2 Hangman image. And then I'm going to do undo to go back to my original image, and I'm now going to do the top portion. And then crop to selection, and then I'll do image, let's see, save as, and then 03. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to my form. Obviously you would need to do it for the rest of them, but I'm just going to do it for 3 of them. And now I'm going to drag the picture boxes for those images and kind of position them where they would go in my picture. So I'm going to say, I'm going to put one of them there, and then I'm going to, for background image, I'm going to import those files. So let's see if I can find them. There they are. All right, and the first one is going to be the horizontal piece. Now, it's very important that, especially if you're using images, that for layout, you really do stretch. If you do tile, the actual dimensions of the real pixel size of the image will appear in the picture box even if the picture is bigger than the picture box, so you won't get the whole thing. So that's one of them. And then I'm going to do another picture box for the second one. And its background image is going to be also, let's see, right there. I'm going to do 2. All right, so see how tile basically puts the image in its exact dimensions into the picture box and repeats them if there are more than one can fit inside the picture box. Much similar to the way the wallpaper on your Windows desktop is. So I'm going to do center, or no, stretch. Sorry, stretch. All right. So that's gonna go there, and obviously you would want to do a nice job of positioning them so it's not obvious to the user what's really going on. And then lastly, I'm going to make the third one. Okay, and its background image is going to be the third image. And I want to do stretch. Now, I guess even though I used images, you could have we could have just actually, since these are horizontally arranged and vertical images, we could have just done what we did over here. But you will have to use paint.net and this technique if you're actually using something other than just plain black rectangles. Okay, so now I make them all, I arrange them, and I change their visible property to be false. Okay, so I'm going to click on one of them. I'm going to make its visible property be false. And now you'll still see them, but your user will not see them. So they're still there. You can still see anything whose visible property is false, but that's just when you're in design view. But when you're actually running the program, the user would not see it. So I'm just going to make blank event handlers for A, B, and C to show you what it's going to look like. So I think this was picture box. Oh, I better go and check. So this one was 1, 2, and 4. Okay, so you would want to name them like hangman image 1, or pick hangman 1, pick hangman 2, something like that. So I'm going to do picture box, box 1 dot visible equals true. Let's see. So then for B, I'm just going to say picture box 2 dot visible equals true. Now this is just code to show you what it's going to look like. This this code is going to be completely different when in your real game. And then in C, I'm going to do picture box, what did I call it, 4 dot visible equals true. Okay, so let me run it and show you what it's going to look like. So you have something like this, and let's say A, B, and C do not appear in your little puzzle. You would, that's what the user is going to see. All right. Okay, so that's the second screencast, and the next one we'll start moving into doing some of the heavy-duty coding.